A recent study came out that 47% of Americans who make $150,000 a year to $200,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, some of you are thinking, how in the crap does that happen? If I was making $200,000, I would be fine. And it just proves the point, you guys, that so much of personal finance, it's your behavior, it's your habits. I mean, lifestyle creep, it's a real thing. When you're used to living at 100 grand and then you make 120, you get used to that, and then you get used to 140, and it keeps going up. Regardless of how much money you make, your habits really do form around your income. And so that's why you have to be so careful. So don't always have hope that just because my income goes up, I'm going to be okay. Because the truth is,
folks, nearly half of the people making $150,000 to $200,000 a year also living paycheck to paycheck. And when you look down on the lower income levels, it's about 70%, folks. This is crazy. Now, she's using a term called income creep. I think that's what she called it, where you get used to a lifestyle and you just basically keep on doing it here. It's an interesting term to give it.
if you have bad
income
habits
creep.
and you make more money, I mean, lifestyle creep, it's
Lifestyle
a real
creep,
thing.
possibly.
When you're used to living at a
Apologize. Lifestyle creep. Okay. Term I've never heard before, but we've talked about this topic many times. People get used to a lifestyle, and people typically get the biggest loan they can get
and
based
then
on
you make
their income.
120, you get used to that, and then you get used to 140, and it keeps going up. Regardless of how much money you make, your habits really do form around your income. And so that's why you have to be so careful. So don't always have hope that just because my income goes up, I'm going to be okay. Because the truth is, if you have bad habits and you make more money, you're just going to make bigger and bigger mistakes. But if you have great money habits and you make more income, then that's a blessing because it's going to be used to your advantage.
Yes, folks, and that's why I kind of shifted the direction of this channel. We used to talk more about investing, but the comments I would get would be, every once in a while I'd get a comment that said, okay, thank you for this advice. You helped me out a lot. And we'll talk about that here and there as well, investing. But I don't invest enough to be able to make frequent videos about just investing, right? So we need to talk more about the bigger percentage of the population and what's happening. And that's people tapped out, living paycheck to paycheck. Some of them staying home and not doing anything because of that. Other times people are still spending money. They're vacationing, they're traveling, they're shopping, buying, going on shopping sprees, even living paycheck to paycheck. So that's really the interesting part that I like to focus on. But what she just talked about there, the people lifestyle creep, as she called it, people living based on what they're making, but just getting bigger loans, getting in more debt. See what I'm saying? So technically you could drive an older beater car when you're making $150,000 and therefore be able to save more money, right? Pay cash for a car, buy a $3,000 car, but you're going to have problems. It's going to cause you time. So a lot of people are trading convenience they're paying for the convenience basically. So instead of getting an older car, which may break down, may be inconvenient, and then you're going to be at the mechanic, you're getting a newer car, maybe a brand new car, right? And other times people feel like they need to look how they need to look their income. They need to look like they make this much money. They need to look their income. So of course they're going to buy a newer car. If you're making $200,000 a year, you're not going to buy a 20-year-old Ford Escort. I mean, I'm not sure if Escorts were around 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying though? But let's take a look at a few more people and their opinions and see the type of situations that people are in. And at the end, we have a bit of advice that may actually help a lot of people towards the end of the video.
Are you as broke as me? If your refrigerator is stocked up and your pantry is stocked up, you're not living paycheck to paycheck, I want you to tell me in the comments what you're doing. Like, share all your secrets and tips with me, because let me just show y'all how broke we are. Here we go. No orders. Don't judge. I need to clean out my refrigerator. I know. Nothing. Little bit down there, y'all. Like when I take.
She used the word we. We're living paycheck to paycheck. And that gives it away right there for me. Most people that I know that are really struggling the most financially, have people they have to pay for. They have families, right? The people that I know that are the most successful right now, stress-free, not living paycheck to paycheck, are single individuals, people that don't have families, or older individuals that are basically retired and their families moved out, their kids grown up, empty nesters, things like that. But anyone age 50 down, and friends of mine that I know are in one of those two categories. They're single, or they're older, and the kids are out of the house, or they're struggling living paycheck to paycheck. I don't know many people that have families that are really doing that financially well. Most of them are loaded up with debt, barely scraping by. But let's finish up this one here. Finish hearing what she's talking about here.
Hey, y'all. We have nothing. I mean, like, my husband is going to die when he sees this video. Like, do you know how crappy it makes me feel when my kid tells me, Mama, we have no more chips, and I can't send chips with them to lunch? Like, tell me I'm not alone. Please. How are people making it these days? Medical bills are eating me alive. And let's not even talk about debt. Like,
Right. So obviously people out there have worse problems than not being able to send their kid to school with chips. There's bigger problems than that. People are losing their vehicles. People are losing their homes. But the big problem is that I don't think many people are talking about it. Maybe I haven't seen too many people, but she mentioned it. People are having to choose between medical bills and buying food. And of course you should always buy food, versus paying the medical bills. But even worse, some people are afraid to even go to the doctor or to the emergency room or to get an operation done because of the high cost of these bills, and they're not even doing it, right? Other people will do it and they have the bills that they're not paying or not able to pay, and they're trying to choose between buying food and paying the medical bill. If you have the medical bill, if you already had the procedure done, if you've already been in the hospital or emergency room or whatever, definitely buy food over paying that bill. In some states, they're not even going to affect your credit. I'd have to look and see which states. It's not even going to impact your credit score in some states. They're trying to help people in that aspect. So people have stopped paying medical bills. Some states more than others, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, what do you do? What do you tell these people? To not pay their medical bill so they can buy food? I mean, you don't want to tell people that because then they're not accepting the responsibility. But if you have to choose between the two, I mean, that's what you have to say, right? And somebody down in the comments wrote, I used to live paycheck to paycheck, but after several years of hard work, I now live direct deposit to direct deposit.
Living paycheck to paycheck. I just waited for the mailman to show up so I could get my paper check in the mail that I've been waiting for weeks. So I could come to the bank and deposit it. But because I have negative money in my account, I'm only going to get like a little bit of it because like I can only access $100 for the first day. So I'm probably gonna have like $60 today. I haven't gone grocery shopping in probably a month. We have like no food to eat for dinner, except for like mac and cheese and ramen.
She said she has a family.
I have $300 electric bill that's overdue. My phone bill's overdue. I just gave my husband my last paycheck from last week so we could pay the mortgage 2 weeks late. And in 10 days or 11 days,
2 weeks late mortgage. I was just gonna say that's gonna be due 2 weeks later.
the mortgage for next month is due. So it's like this paycheck isn't even like, why do I even have it? Like they might as well take my paycheck and just send it to all my bills. Like what's the point in me even getting my paycheck? It's like annoying. Like I'm not going to see it anyway. Not only that, but in like 3 weeks I have to pay for summer camp because school's almost over. So it's like, that's another $700-800 that I have to come up with to pay for summer camp. And if I don't pay for summer camp, guess who can't work because their kid is going to be.
Yeah, I'm with her on that. Having a family was way more expensive than I could have imagined, especially here in California. That's what I'm dealing with here. But yeah, again, the single people that I know are doing very well. Most of them, I should say, the people that are doing well are single. The most people that I know, ones with families, and of course, most people I know are in California. People with families are the ones that I'd say most. A very large percentage of are barely scraping by, living paycheck to paycheck. You wouldn't notice it by looking at them. They have newer cars, but when you get down and talk about it, they're scraping by barely.
At home with them. Me. So obviously that's going to be like a major to do. Like I can't not pay summer camp. Not only do I have a personal loan and medical bills up the wazoo, like literally I have like a bill for like $3,000 from the hospital. I have like an $8,000 personal loan that was a consolidation loan from like a bunch of loans that I had. I haven't paid them in like 7 months. I owe them so much money. They call me like twice a day, dude. Like,
her credit score is tanking. So now she has to go rent somewhere, get a different place to live and rent, or buy a home. She's going to have a difficult time because her score is probably tanked.
collections calls, and all I'm
You could see the stress in her face.
doing every day is doing my best, and I literally can't get ahead. Like, I can't get ahead. I wake up and I work, and these people are after me for money, and I'm like, dude, I'm literally trying my best. What do you want from me? I have side gigs here and there, like OF. Once in a while I'll make like $60, but like that's not really consistent. And like, I'm a painter. Like, I have a ladder in the back of my car. I'm a painter, right? So like today I literally didn't have enough tools to do my job, and I was like, I can't do this right now. Like, I don't have the need for my job. Like, I'm so stressed. I literally can't.
People are stressed people, and we have to go back, and if you notice some jumps in the audio there, I had to cut out a lot of the words she was using, a lot of swear words. So people are frustrated. People are angry. They're upset. They're stressed. Anxiety's up there. Seeing more people just snap at the littlest things. The people in traffic snapping at other cars, and we see road rage incidents are exploding again this year. But something else that happened this year, recent news to get into before we move on here. Recent numbers have it that the average car payment actually went higher. So even though the average used car is slightly lower than what it was from the peak in 2022, the payments are still at all-time highs and getting higher because of the interest rates and the difficulty that people are paying these off. Take a listen to this.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. 13, 14, 1,200 on cars, on one vehicle. The car payment. That is the thing. That is the gap that keeps the middle class from becoming and building wealth. The average car payment, $717 for one person. And if you invested that money just over 30 years at a 10% rate, that's over $1.4 million.
So invest that money that you could be investing, but instead you have a car note for $700 something a month. You could be $1 million+ by retirement. Just investing that every month. It's a crazy way to look at it. It's crazy when you think about it. These car notes are ridiculous, people. $700 something a month average. There's millions of people out there now. $1,000 a month car payment. It's insane.
Am I the only one who feels like I will never stop living paycheck to paycheck? The economy we live in is trash. The jobs we work for are trash. They pay you the bare minimum, but want you to show up and give your 110%. How does that work? These houses, they want you to pay $1,000+ for rent, and they're 1980 houses. You gotta have a deposit, last month's rent, first month's rent. Like, why do I need to pay last month's rent? I don't understand that. Car insurance, car payments, they're rip-offs. Why am I paying $300 for car insurance? I don't understand. Health insurance, skyrocket. Food, skyrocket. Like, I just don't understand how I will ever be able to afford to wake up and go hop on a plane and enjoy my best life. I just don't understand. By the time my kids get to adulthood, they're gonna have to pay to open the door to walk out of their own house.
I'm with her on that. I'm afraid of what kids are going to have to go through. Even in 5 or 10 years, I mean, how much worse is it going to be? I mean, is there a solution? Is there an end in sight? I mean, it's almost like you're wishing for some sort of economic collapse to bring prices down to affordable levels. But then that would bring out a whole bunch of other problems and side effects, so much more job losses.
I really, really, really rather be a cockroach crawling on the ground for free than have to live this life every day.
Whoa, I got to pause it right there, folks. people have sometimes accused me of being negative, being doom and gloom, because I point out what I think are just obvious things happening in the economy right now with the cost of living and money, the money financial situation for most people. She just said she would rather be a cockroach because cockroaches can just live without paying the bills. I mean, when you think about it, humans are the only people that are basically whatever you want to call the word, servants, until we from cradle to grave, basically. I mean, let's finish up with what she has to say here.
I really, really, really rather be a cockroach crawling on the ground for free than have to live this life every day. Like, I can't be the only one who feels this way. Like, I need to know, y'all that get to wake up and take trips and go across country and do $100 shopping sprees at Target every single day, what are you doing? What's the secret to life? What is the secret recipe that you have that we don't have?
My input on that is low overhead. Again, mostly single people, no families are able to do that. Or they're older, they saved up. There are some people that made it successful, that are in their 20s and 30s. People that got lucky. There's trust fund kids. There's people that investments that exploded, that took off. Many different stories out there, obviously. In a country that has 350 million people, many different stories. But those are the ones that I see in my view here, just in my neighborhood, my circle, I should say. But also we're seeing more and more the mental toll that all this financial distress is having on people. It's really affecting people financially. And the older people get, 30s, 40s, 50s, and they're still broke, people are really struggling, especially as they get to the midlife crisis type of thing. Look at this, 48 years old and broke and burnt out. And she says she's done. Take a listen.
I am 48 years old and I am broke. When I say broke, I mean $0 broke, no money. And I am burnt out to the core. And I'm done living like this. I have worked in group homes and nonprofits for over 25 years now. I've poured my heart into my job, gave it everything I got, but I'm burnt out. I don't have any more to give. Between rising costs, bills, broken appliances, I hit my breaking point. I knew I had to try something different. If you're at your breaking point, comment enough.
That don't nobody want to say out loud. American citizens are out of existence. And more people have stopped paying bills than they want to admit. Now, I'm not talking about just a few people slipping through the cracks. I'm saying that the cracks have widened so big that whole communities are slipping through them. And this isn't about laziness. This is not a problem of bad budgeting. Well, sometimes it's bad budgeting, but you get what I'm saying. The problem is beyond budgeting. What it's really about is an economy that has been stretched past its breaking point. The cost of survival has been raised higher than human beings can reach. Think about your own life. You go to work, you get paid, rent takes the whole check before you get your next breath out. Just instantly, boom, gone.
Folks, this is most people. This is most people right now in the U.S. It's crazy.
You walk into the grocery store with money in your pocket, and then you walk out the grocery store with two little ass bags that barely last a week. Maybe a couple days if you're lucky. You stand at the gas pump and you watch the numbers spin and rise faster than your paycheck ever will. You go to the mailbox and it's nothing but more demand, more bills, and more weight you can't carry. And this cycle repeats itself day after day, month after month, year after year. And people are tired. Not just physically tired, people are burned out. We are, after all, living in a global burnout crisis. People are drained in the body. People are drained in the mind. People are drained in the soul. For years, they just told us to push harder, to rise and grind, to believe in our potential. But they never once acknowledged our limits. They never once acknowledged that human beings are not machines. They ignored the exhaustion. They ignored the collapse. They ignore the fact that we are working harder than ever in an economy that gives us less and less in return.
Working harder than ever, and companies are working harder than ever to replace you with artificial intelligence or to replace you just with cost cutting. and just downsizing other things. Continue.
And we've tried everything. Payday loans, side hustles, payment plans, extensions, rearranging due dates, running up them credit cards, borrowing from family, selling time, selling energy, selling our peace of mind. Every door has been knocked on. Every option has been exhausted. And no matter what you try, it's never enough. Because there isn't enough. Because the system was never built so that you can win. The system was designed for us to fail. And this is what it means to be priced out of existence.
Folks, every once in a while, somebody just comes along that breaks it down. And you can tell that he's probably got some skin in the game, too, as far as what he's talking about. He's not just talking about the general population. It sounds like he's personally frustrated with the whole financial situation, the cost of living, price levels right now, inflation, paycheck to paycheck, and on. I mean, you heard him. All right, but as most of you know, I'm not one to leave you here without solutions. Take a listen to somebody here who might have a solution.
And it said, my coworker saw my bank account the other day, and it said $25, and we don't get paid for another, 2 weeks. And he was like, how are you surviving? How do you even live off $25? I'll tell you, if you really want to know how I budget and save. I sleep. Literally, you have to have no obligations. Just sleep. Because if you're sleeping, you can't be spending money.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. If you're sleeping, you can't be spending money. Here's the problem. Most people can't sleep because they have to work so much. And they have obligations. Again, family, people that depend on them, that they can't sleep. But if you're single and you have the time and you don't work multiple jobs when you're not working, yes, sleep could be a way to spend less money. There's the solution, folks. Let me know what you think down below in comments. As always, keep stacking. Bye for now. Peace.